It's Monday, which means it's time for another Peacemaker Season 2 review. Now we got Episode 3, as Episode 3 just released this past week. A couple of notes before I get started just about what's happening on the channel. Like I said, things were going to change when football season starts because of how big of a football fan I am. If you wonder what I'm doing with my right dog, I have the two dogs down here, by the way. But because I'm such a big football fan, so I think I figured out where I'm going to watch the new releases, but there's going to be no videos on the weekends. For the most part, anyways. Maybe I'll get one or two out every now and then. But, like you may have noticed, I said I was going to review Jaws. I still have the Alien Earth Episode 5 review coming, and then the Conjuring ranking. Well, Alien Earth Episode 5 review is not out yet because I haven't seen the episode. I'm going to be honest. So I will review, the dog is jumping up here to say hi. Hi, Everest. Say hi to the camera, Everest. I will review episodes 5 and 6 together when I watch it. I am watching episode 5 tonight after I get this video out. And then I am watching episode 6 tomorrow. Now, about The Conjuring, why that wasn't released this weekend, is because I've been trying to watch all the Conjuring movies that I haven't seen. Where you look at Alien Earth, alright, get down, dog. The reason I haven't watched Alien Earth Episode 5 yet is because this past week I was just been binging the Conjuring movies, trying to watch the ones I haven't seen. So I watch and rewatch the ones I have seen. So I watched the first two again. I watched La Llorona. I watched The Nun 2. I watched the new one. So I've been on a Conjuring spree this past week. So that's why that's not out. But I still have the two of the Annabelle movies to watch that I'm going to get done. So most likely the ranking will be out by Thursday. So I'm sorry. I would very much like to get it out on time, but it's going to be pretty impossible for me to do that, considering I haven't seen all the movies yet. So, I do apologize. And with that note out of the way, just something I felt like I needed to tell you guys, because it seems that I've been very slacking off on making videos lately. But, not lately, but on the weekends. The weekends are the soft spots. So, basically, whatever I don't get out on the week, which I upload a lot on the week. Whatever I don't get out on the week, it's not getting out on the weekends, unfortunately. But you're not here to talk about that. You're here to talk about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3. Now, previously on this review series, I'm not the biggest fan of the season so far. I have problems with Peacemaker's character and Harcourt's character. Well, do those problems continue in Episode 3? Before I tell you my answer, it would do me a huge favor if you'd subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what is your opinions on Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3. I would love to know all that and more. And with that said, this is the episode that is making the show start to come together for me. We look at episode 1, and I'm like, that's a slow start. And there's a lot of people in my comment section, how is it a slow start when Peacemaker fights himself and kills himself and finds us of the universe? Well, if you'd watched the video, I explained that I thought it was a slow start because it didn't quite, the plot itself didn't quite invest me in yet. And then we get to episode 2, where it gets a little bit better, but it feels more like a filler episode, and I just could not get on board with Peacemaker and Harcourt's character. Well, episode 3, Peacemaker and Harcourt's characters start coming together for me. I start enjoying them a lot more than I did in the past episodes, specifically Peacemaker. Now let's start going through the show before I dive into that, because I will talk about that shortly. The episode opens off with something very interesting. Amelia Harcourt and Rick Flag, they're sleeping together. That's right, they were doing the sex. Now, I don't know what that is because my mom and dad never told me, but they were doing it. But anyways, they were sleeping together. Rick Flag's like, yo, I want to be with you, but I kind of have a girlfriend that's the Enchantress, and if I break up with her, she will literally destroy the world. So why are you cheating on her then? So you tell me, if you break up with her, she'll destroy the world. What's she going to do when she finds out you're cheating on her? That's a little weird. Anyways, that does confirm that Suicide Squad 2016 is in the DCU. That also confirms that, well, actually, doesn't confirm. I don't know what universe they're in when this happens, when they're sleeping together. I think it's in the main universe, because as quickly after we get that sequence, we just see the kind of the flashback of him going to Corto Maltese, doing all the stuff, getting stabbed in the heart by Peacemaker and all that. But, like, it was never explored earlier on. I feel like if we were going to do this, something should have been kind of announced in the Suicide Squad, considering how key of a piece he is, and how, not really key, but is a piece as Amelia Harcourt in that movie. I don't know. I'm not super fond of that. But we do find out later in the episode that in this alternate universe, Rick Flag is still alive. So I don't mind it, but it could have been done better for me. So Peacemaker is officially going in this universe. He got drunk at the end of the last episode, started texting Harcourt from the alternate universe, and now he has made plans with her to go meet up at her business place. He has this little fun banter with his brother where he's like, hey, where's she work and can I take your truck? Pop quiz. That's not how pop quiz works. But anyways, he finds out where she is, and I really like this. Because like I said, I don't like Harcourt's character this season. In episode 2, she just seemed like completely ungrateful. It seemed like she was that way in season 1, and we were progressing. She wasn't an ungrateful asshole. She became she was always a good person. She became a likable character, is what I should say. She was likable. I liked the romance between Peacemaker and her in season 1. And then they're just going to throw that out the window. Peacemaker's depressed, and she's just an asshole. Don't really like that. What I like here is that she's not. She's a much happier person. She's trying to get along with Chris, Peacemaker. And so I really like the banter between these two. Just like I did in season 1 when they're happy together. I love the banter there. And that is one of the best parts, is that I can just have fun sitting down and watching Peacemaker, Amelia Harcourt walk around and talk about their relationship in this universe. It's also funny because Peacemaker is in this new universe. He's a hero. Some chick flashes her tits at him, and he says, best universe ever. As soon as he gets that hug from Harcourt, he thinks it's the best universe ever. This is the universe where everything goes right for him. Everything is perfect for him. Again, it does feel like a little bit of a filler episode for me. It's not completely the episode where everything happens. It's just like, yeah, we get that conversation. And then near the end of the episode, we finally get an action sequence. Now, we did have an action sequence in episode 1, but I wasn't too fond of the 2 action sequences. I felt the cuts were pretty bad. This one's awesome. So you have this group of terrorists going to a building to explode it. Apparently, this isn't the first time they've been doing this before in this universe. But Peacemaker now goes in this building. He does this cool stuff. He kills people. Bloody ways. He uses a pencil, stabs it in someone's ears, and lifts them up at one point. It just does it in brutal, gross, grotesque ways, which is exactly what I love seeing Peacemaker do. When you get the Suicide Squad movie, the best scene of that movie is Peacemaker, Bloodsport, killing people in a competition in grotesque ways. It's cool. And it's cool in this episode where Peacemaker is killing people in grotesque ways. And he's being represented as a hero. So he really likes this universe. Now, in the alternate universe, Hargrave wakes up from a hangover. He gets a call from the dude with bird blindness. Now, gotta apologize. Got the actor way wrong. For some reason, IMDb told me it was that actor. I'm sorry. It's actually, and this is Google now. I hope that this is the right actor. He looks like the right actor. Hope I don't get it wrong for the second episode in a row. It's Tim Meadows. Fleury, I think, is the character's name. He is Langston Fleury. He has bird blindness. I said I really liked the character, and I do still really like the character. Also, Michael Rooker's in here because they're putting together a team to go kill Eagly at Peacemaker's house and go into the alternate universe to go capture Peacemaker. So you got Michael Rooker as a famous eagle hunter. You got Tim Meadows as that character. And then you got Hargraves, who is just this fun character. So a fun group of characters. They're going to Peacemaker's house, and there's going to be an action sequence there. Peacemaker says, you know what, I gotta go back into this universe. He goes back into the universe pretty much right as they are getting there. Also, the jiu-jitsu guy from the first season is now working with him. You know that from the trailers, but that's something I feel like I should mention. So, yeah, this was actually a pretty fun episode. We have a fun action sequence. I like the chemistry between Happy Harcourt and Peacemaker instead of them just being depressed the whole season. So this season's starting to turn around for me. Now, season 1 started off not very good, and it started to turn around for me. So, I expect season 2 to do the same. You do get a sequence with Harcourt from the main universe where she's talking with Adebayo, and it's not the greatest sequence for her, but it is, again, a much better sequence inside the season where she's not just being depressed, she's kind of expressing her feelings. So, the characters are starting to turn around for me. I had the most fun in this episode, and I am very curious and excited to see what happens next. All right. What were you guys' opinions on Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3? Stay tuned until next Monday, and we'll have the Episode 4 review. And then also, Alien Earth 5 and 6 review is coming this week. We got Jaws review, that's going to be my next video out. And then we got The Conjuring ranked, The Conjuring Demons ranked. And then G&V releases this month. So if I can watch Season 1 in time, there most likely will be a review series. But there is a chance that I'm not going to watch it in time. So there might not be a review series, and there might just be a review at the end of the season. And Wednesday, Season 2, Part 2 release, so stay tuned for a review for that. We're getting all kinds of TV content. We're getting all kinds of movie content. So if you really like it, do me a huge favor and subscribe.